Hi there, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world today. My name is Leila, and I am a life leadership, career, and personal brand coach. Welcome to Live with Leila. I work with career professionals, typically in the technology industry, who want to elevate their life, their career, to create a life of freedom and choice through overcoming self-imposed limitations, and to create new possibilities by redefining success in work, health, relationships, and so much more. What I call life leadership, all whilst showing up as the best version of you. I'd like to welcome each and every one of you who is joining me live here today or on the replay. If you are watching live, then please do say hello in the comments and let me know where you are watching from. And if you're watching on replay, then do please hashtag replay in the comments. And again, let me know where you're watching from. And please do engage, ask any questions, let me know what resonates in terms of the topic that I am sharing with today. And before I kick off with today's topic, first of all, I realized I made a slight boo-boo last week because I said on my live that I will be seeing you on October the 25th as the next live, when in actual fact, I got my weeks mixed up. So I'm back here today, and today we are talking all about finishing 2022 strong. So before I go there, one thing that I wanted to share with you is that some of my beliefs and philosophies on life that I have gained through my own immersive personal development journey, and also through my 25-year corporate career. So some things I want to share with you which reflect a little bit of my content that I share here on my podcast, in my posts, and also what I bring to the table when I'm coaching my clients. So before I do, a couple of hellos. Hi, Shark. Great to have you on. And Nancy watching from Abuja. Hello there. Thank you for hopping on. So number one, hard work is simply not enough when it comes to advancing your career. Your personal brand is your professional reputation. So get out there and create it. And if you haven't already done so, then do grab your copy of my personal brand playbook, which is a booklet including the various facets, 6 facets, in fact, that I believe are critical to establishing a powerful personal brand. And this is focusing on the way that you show up in person and your circle of influence, the relationships you have, your communication, and all of these things that have people creating an impression or forming an impression of you within the first 7 seconds. So it walks you through that, it explains it, it provides you with a brand audit so you can go through that, answer the questions, and identify any gaps you might have in your personal brand right now that you may want to develop. And it also includes some best practices, so some ideas and suggestions that you can take away and implement immediately into your day-to-day. So do grab your copy of that. The link is there in the comments for you, but obviously go ahead and do that after the live is over. So number 2, we are the creators of our self-imposed limitations. We are the ones that hold ourselves back. In other words, we're the ones that can propel ourselves forward too. Number 3, we create our own reality and experiences through our lens of the world, our thoughts, our beliefs, our actions, and therefore we can change them. Number 4, we can do anything we set our mind to. Anything really is possible. Number 5, work can be both fulfilling and fun. It's all about perspective, being open to change, taking risks, and most of all, not just chasing the money. Otherwise, you find yourself spending at least a third of your life being unfulfilled, unhappy, and frustrated to be able to pay the bills and live for the weekends. And that's really not what life has to be. Number 6, most people are playing a small game and a life of average. And when in fact, my belief is that you can play full out and choose a life of extraordinary, creating possibilities and opportunities way beyond your imagination. And that is what I work with my clients to create. I'm just checking that this is streaming okay, and I haven't got the mute button on today, which has been a theme the last couple of weeks. So those are some of my philosophies and beliefs that I share with you through the lives, the podcast, my work with my clients, and so forth. So let me know which of those resonates with you the most. And now for today's topic. Let's finish 2022 strong. It's the 4th of October. We have a quarter of the year left. I don't know where the time has gone. Do you? I cannot believe that we're almost heading towards Christmas. And it's the final quarter of the year. So my question to you is, have you set your intentions for the remainder of the year? Or are you continuing on that hamster wheel with no clear direction or focus and leaving your intentions and goal setting for the new year? I ask this of you because it is so easy. After all, December is holiday season. Many write the month off because it's celebration, socializing, spending times with your loved ones and enjoying yourselves. And so we don't really put a plan in place that runs over December because we feel like we're not going to get any time to do anything because it's Christmas, it's New Year, which means that there are only 2 clear months of the year remaining. And that time, of course, will fly. And so we may as well park our goal setting until the new year. Would you agree? Yes or no? Let me know in the comments. In fact, there is so much that you can accomplish in the remaining 3 months if you take the time to stop, to get present, to being present, and envision how you would like to start the new year. And what I invite you to do is to identify one area of your life that is a priority for you to create change. So which is the one area that's most important for you that you'd like to have a better result, to see some change, have new experiences? So this could be health, it could be relationships, whether it's your partner or relationships with your friends, your family. Maybe it's your career or possibly financial security, perhaps personal development, your social life, your family, your friends. Whatever is important for you, there's no right or wrong answer here. But pick one thing, because I don't want to overwhelm you with planning loads and loads of different outcomes for the year end. But start with one. And if you feel you can pick another one too, even better. So pick one thing that is a priority for you that you would like to see an improvement, a change, or just a better experience for yourself. And then I'd like you to ask yourself these questions, and you might want to grab a pen and paper and write these down. Why is this a priority for me? Remember, we always go back to why. What is your why for doing anything? So why is that thing that you've identified a priority for you? And how important is it for you to create change in this area of your life? So I'm going to ask you these questions. You can write them down and answer them for yourself after the live or with me as we go along. You might want to go back and add to it. So the first question is, why is this a priority for me? And then, how important is it for me to create change in that area of my life? And once you've listed those reasons, ask yourself, what other reasons are there? In other words, keep writing until you run out of reasons. And the next question is, and most importantly, who do I need to become to achieve my goal? What must I do differently from what I'm doing now? That's your next question. So who do you need to become? And then what must I do differently from what I'm doing now? In other words, if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you're going to get the same results. As Einstein said, it's a definition of insanity. That's not what you want to be doing. So what can you do differently from what you're doing now to get you towards the results that you want? The next question is, what support can I call upon to keep me focused, to keep me accountable? So that could be as simple as having somebody as an accountability partner. It could be you need some education, some training, some direction, some guidance, in which case, who can you enroll to support you? It might be, let's say, if it's your health, you want to get a nutritionist or you want to get a personal trainer or someone who's a health coach. to give you some guidance, some support. If it's your career, you might want to speak to a career coach or someone who's been there and done that before you, who could maybe mentor you. So there's loads of people you can reach out to have support to get you there. You're not on your own. And then the next question for you is, what will happen if nothing has changed by January the 1st, 2023? What will happen? And how will I feel when I'm able to start the new year in the way that I envisioned? So those are the questions that I'd like you to write down and then take some time to answer them. And by doing so, it'll help you to gain clarity on a number of things. First of all, is it the right area to focus on? Because sometimes it may be that you think it's your health, but then as you go through the questions, you realize actually my health's in quite a good position, but actually something I really want to focus on is my career. So by going through these questions, it helps you to recognize how important it is for you, what it means for you if you don't move forward, if you don't create that change, that improvement, the new experience, and what it would feel like if you did. So let me just run those through you again and give you some context. So let's pick health, right? So let's say my priority is health. That is my first question. So what is a priority for me? My health. I want to improve my health. And then I would look at that and actually say, well, what areas of my health are important to improve? What is it I'm trying to accomplish? Right? Because health is so huge, it's so generic, so broad. What is it specifically? So is it to have more energy? Is it to lose some weight, drop a dress size? Is it to eat cleaner, more healthily, maybe go from vegetarian to vegan or vice versa? You know, it could be anything. Maybe your sleep needs improvement. You want to go to sleep earlier, wake up earlier, get more sleep. So identify within that area the specifics that you want to improve upon or you want to change. And then when you ask yourself the next question, how important is it for me to create that change in this area of my life? Well, why is it important? Now, for me, one of my priorities is my health. Why is it important? Because I recognize that I'm getting older and you're more likely to sustain aches, pains, injuries, health challenges unless you take care of yourself. And during the lockdown, I'm guilty of not having done a lot to maintain good health. So now I'm endeavoring to make up for that and taking small steps to improve my health. And how important is that for me? 100%. Because I know when my health is at its optimal, I show up better for the world. I show up better for myself, for my clients, for my friends, for my family. So it's really important to me. It's up there as a priority. So keep writing all of the reasons that you can possibly think of as to why it's important for you. And if you're struggling, then maybe it's not as important as you thought it was. And then most importantly, who do I need to become to achieve my goals? And what must I do differently from what I'm doing now? So in my case with health, what I did start doing in July is being consistent. And this was baby steps. This was yoga. So I had injured my back. I could barely bend over. And I thought this had happened a few months earlier. And I really kind of just slowed down in the sense that I just used it almost as an excuse not to do things. And I thought, I'm not allowing myself to do that again. So this time I thought, right, I need to find a way to keep moving, to maintain, sustain exercise and fitness. So I started very gently with yoga. And my back was so bad that initially I couldn't even get down on the floor because I wouldn't have been able to stand back up. So I did it on my bed. And I do like 10 minutes of yoga a day. And after 3 or 4 days, I felt I was able to then lie on the yoga mat on the floor and go through my yoga practice. And as I continued, I built up the time that I was spending doing yoga from 10 minutes, 20 minutes to 30 minutes, sometimes 40. And I would do various practices. I use an app on my iPad, really simple. I keep it as simple as possible for myself. So I don't have to think too hard. Just get onto the mat in the morning and go through some of the practices on the app. But that then built the consistency for me. Okay, so when I talk about who do I need to become consistent. I need to become committed. I need to become focused. And what must I do differently is to maintain the consistency. So when it came to August, about 6 weeks in, I then decided, okay, now it's time for me to do more. And I really wanted to swim. And And I'm no great swimmer at all by any means. I can do breaststroke, that is it, in a pool where I'm not likely to drown. So I found a gym nearby and I've started going swimming, on average 2 to 3 times a week. So building the habit of consistency has now allowed me to join a gym and be consistent in using it. So I've also gone to some boxing classes as well, because I used to do boxing some years ago and I've missed it. So I've taken up some of the boxing classes too. Right. So looking at who do you need to become, and I'm just giving you some context here with my own personal example, is what is it you need to do differently? Who do you need to be to create that change or that improvement in your life? Because there's going to be some slight change to what you're doing now. Because if you were doing it now, you'd have the result. And for me, a big part of it was the commitment and the consistency. What support can I call upon to keep me focused and accountable? In my case, I have a friend of mine who is a health coach, and he keeps me accountable. So I check in with him every day, let him know what I'm doing and what I haven't done and why and so forth. And because I know I have to report back into him, I will make sure that I have done at least something each day, even on the days when it's really, really hard. So looking to have accountability around you, a community or support, depending on how you operate. For some people, they don't need anyone around them. They're very self-motivated and focused on their own, and that's okay. But look and understand for yourself what works best for you. And then ask yourself what will happen if nothing has changed for me by January the 1st, 2023. So for me, I will be very disappointed, very upset, very frustrated with myself if nothing has changed. And by the way, I'm not focusing on my weight. I'm focusing on just feeling good. I'm just feeling on getting more energized, more clarity of mind, more focus when I'm working, being more productive. Because I know if I do that, those are the benefits. The weight, the reduction in weight will come as a consequence. So I'm not focusing on the scales, because that, I know for me, will demotivate me. It'll demoralize me because it's taking too long. I'm not seeing any change. So instead, I'm looking at the bigger picture and how I'm actually feeling. And then finally, how will I feel when I'm able to start the new year in the way that I envisioned? And really feel into that, really visualize how you will feel January 1st when you're able to start the new year in the way that you had envisioned now, today. So those are the questions I invite you to take some time to answer. And as I said, this could be about getting fitter and healthier, building greater connection in your relationship, perhaps a step forward in your career, improved financial security, increasing your self-awareness through personal development, personal growth, maybe a better life balance, spending more time with your loved ones. So what's next? Next is, once you've identified that area, set some intentions. Create some monthly milestones. We have 3 months. So create the milestones that you'd like to accomplish at the end of each month or by the end of each month. And then work backwards and say, okay, what are your weekly goals? And what are your daily habits that you need to instill to be able to achieve your weekly goals? So every day you are making progress, however small, towards your vision of change and what it is you want to create. A great example is what I shared about the yoga that I did. Initially, like I said, I couldn't really move. I was literally doing 10 minutes, and it was specifically yoga for the lower back. So that really helped me to start to strengthen my back and to be able to have more mobility and flexibility. So it can be baby steps. Just remember that. You don't want to overwhelm yourself or give yourself huge goals to achieve every day, which means that it just becomes too much and you give up, which is what often happens. The next thing is to reflect weekly on your progress, your wins, your successes, however small. Just look at how much you've moved forward from a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a month ago, and tweak what's not working well. So identify things that might not be working well. How can you make that better? What could you do differently? And then reach out and engage the support that you need. You don't have to do this on your own, whether it's getting a coach for your career, your health, a relationship coach. It could be anyone, a mentor, if it's your career. Again, who can you reach out to support you, to guide you, to keep you accountable? This is the process that I followed before. I'm following right now in the areas of my health, my business, my relationships, and creating the changes in baby steps to what I want to really experience so that I can start my new year strong. So the question I'd like to leave you with today is, what one area of your life are you going to improve upon during this last quarter to make your start of 2023 your best ever? And if you have any questions on this, do pop them in the comments, tag me, and I will respond. If you want to direct message me on LinkedIn, please do. And let me know which area you're going to be focusing on. Maybe make yourself accountable here and pop something in the comments. Tell me, maybe it's your health, it's your career. What is it you want to focus on? And what is it you're going to be doing to move yourself forward? And let's check in a few weeks and see how you're getting on. And as I said, anything that resonates from this, do let me know. Any comments, any questions, pop them in the box below. And I look forward to seeing how you're getting on and supporting you along the way. So until next time, I invite you to remember to elevate your performance, to maximize your potential and create new possibilities by showing up as the best version of you. For those of you who haven't already done so, do click on the link in the comments to grab your copy of your personal brand playbook, as I described earlier. And also, please head over to my YouTube channel and subscribe and share with people who you feel can benefit from the content that I share both here and on my podcast. My YouTube channel contains all of the podcast episodes in video format that you can go back and watch. Most of them are interviews with leaders in the technology industry, and there are also solo episodes such as this one on various topics around personal branding, on your career, on coaching, personal development, and so much more. So please do subscribe and share it with others that can benefit from that. The link will pop into the comments shortly. I will be away for the next couple of weeks. If you haven't seen my posts recently, I am running a planning and personal growth retreat with my partner over in the Caribbean. So we're flying out on Thursday. The delegates are arriving on Monday for a week of incredible, immersive personal growth and planning and creating their vision for the life that they want to lead. If that's something that sounds of interest to you, do let me know, because we are looking to run them again in the new year at different locations also. So I will be back on October, I think it's the 25th. So I will see you then. Until then, enjoy the rest of the week. Take care and focus on the vision you want to create to really end your new year, end your 2022 strong.